Good morning and welcome to 3 More Minutes. We are on day 18 of 21 days on promises. And today we are in the book of Ephesians and chapter 3, verses 1 through 6. So we're going to jump right in here. Verse 1. For this reason, I, Paul, the prisoner of Christ Jesus, for the sake of you Gentiles. This is one of the letters that Paul writes from prison. So there's 4 letters he wrote while he was in prison. Ephesians here, obviously, Philippians, Colossians, and also Philemon. And just think about the context for that a little bit. You're sitting in prison, passing hope to other people, so something to keep in mind. Verse 2, surely you have heard about the administration of God's grace that was given to me for you, that is, the mystery made known to me by revelation, as I have already written briefly. In reading this, then, you will be able to understand my insight into the mystery of Christ, which was not made known to men in other generations, as it has now been revealed by the Spirit to God's holy apostles and the prophets. This mystery is that through the gospel, the Gentiles are heirs, together with Israel, members together of one body, sharers together in the promise of Christ Jesus. Yesterday we talked a little bit about suddenly finding out that you are heirs to this kingdom. And the cool part about this is the idea that this was a religion and a thought that was just for the Jews previously. And now Jesus is saying, everybody, Gentiles, this is everyone. For me, this is something that kind of brings up my childhood. I remember being a little kid and hearing the Old Testament Bible stories of David and Daniel and all these things. And hearing all these stories, and through that whole time, I just assumed and believed that we were Jews. And I remember especially getting in the New Testament and hearing a lot about Jews and Gentiles. And I remember asking my mom one day when I was hearing one of these stories, and I said, we're Jewish, right? Because the Jews are God's chosen people. Like you hear that repeatedly through the Bible. And I said, we're Jews, right? And she said, no, we're Gentiles. And I remember just being devastated and thinking like, what? We are not God's chosen people? And it just really crushed me. And this is the cool thing about this verse, is it's saying like, it doesn't matter who you are an heir to Christ's kingdom. It is there, it is for you just as much as it is for anyone else. So it's as if we were adopted into a family that we had not belonged to previously, and now we have all the same rights, all the same abilities, all the same benefits as anyone who was born into that family from forever ago. I hope that helps encourage you this week.